Today, you're going to absolutely love the guest that we have on the show. His name is Matt from Lynda.co, but what really matters is he has a product inside of his business that absolutely has been a game changer for helping us grow our business. And we're going to show you an insider's look on what Lynda.co does when it comes from Google profiles to check-ins and services, and how you can rank above your competitors in your local market. And without further ado, my friend, Matt Adams. Matt, welcome to the show.
What's going on, Joshua? How are you, man?
Dude, I feel like there's so much value. There's so much wisdom in what your company does. And so I don't want to waste any time. Just help us understand who is Lynda.co and what do you do?
So at Lynda, we are one of the most cost-effective solutions for you to get more customers with your Google business profile on Google Maps.
So if I'm trying to grow, if I'm using PPC, or even if I'm not using PPC, you're a solution. And today you're going to show us how to grow our local business on Google. Is that right?
Exactly.
All right. And what problem do you specifically solve that you saw inside of the industry?
So we mainly solve a couple problems, but the biggest one is with service check-ins. We found that most home service type contractors like yourself and other companies in the industry, they don't have a way to syndicate all of the beautiful jobs and work that they're doing around town to, number one, get credit within Google for that work that they're doing. And number two, actually showcase that work to gain more credit and value with potential customers looking for them and seeing their website. So not only is it a credibility boost for your local SEO on maps and your website, but you also get a client boost by people actually seeing the beautiful work that you're doing around town.
Okay. And so just to help me out, I'm not even confident I know what a service check-in is. And I know that those who are maybe watching the video, they may have never even heard of what a service check-in. So will you help us understand? We definitely want to grow our company. Lynda.co has helped us dominate local SEOs. What is a service check-in, just for those who have never heard that term before?
So a service check-in is taking the work that you're doing around town. We take a photo, you take a photo or a short video of the work that you actually did. And then the check-in part is taking that media that you just created of the beautiful work that you've done and syndicating it to your Google business profile and your website and social media all at the same time, while effectively getting the information into that photo of the geolocation and information about your company to make it extra valuable for not only the search engines, but also the people that are discovering you and on your website deciding to work with you.
Okay. So for layman's term, basically every time I do a job to upload the job inside of Google Maps or Google My Business Profile, it's called a service check-in. So if it's a picture or a video or a moment, which we're going to talk about here in a second, that's called a check-in?
That's exactly called a check-in. And what we've done here is we've streamlined the process to make it most beneficial for your company on Maps and local as well, because we just continue to find that people wouldn't do the uploads of the photos. They wouldn't go into each profile effectively. I mean, how many people out there have the same website photos from 6 months ago or 12 months ago and no new jobs added to your website? This is an effective solution to curate that and get those jobs that you're doing across your internet presence in a manner that effectively increases more customers to your business.
So in a few minutes, you're going to actually show my business and how it's grown using Lynda.co. But before we do that, can you help me understand, how does that service check-in help boost my ranking and my presence in my market?
So by feeding Google the real and authentic content of the work that you're doing around town and constantly updating not only your Google business profile, but also the website with that real and authentic content, Google sees those signals and it helps you to spread out further around for the market maps for where you rank on maps, number 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Where do we want to rank when we rank on maps? Is it better to be at the number 1 spot or like number 20 plus?
Definitely not 20 plus, because 20 plus you're not even being shown. So only number 1, 2, and 3 are what shows in the map pack. There's 3 places in every map pack when a local map pack is shown. The local map pack is typically shown for almost all local searches. So pressure washer, pressure washing company, house washer, right? They're going to show a local map pack at the top. Now, a couple really cool things happen when you're ranking effectively in the map pack in a wider service area. So what happens is not only do you get more customers, of course, but those customers are actually higher quality than other forms of advertising. The reason being is when customers choose you from that map pack, they come with an innate belief that they're choosing one of the best businesses local to them to reach out and call for a quote or service or whatever they're reaching out for because, hey, you showed up in the map pack. Secondary to that, we know that nearly 70% of all of those local searches are resulting in somebody reaching out to the map pack, while the organics below the map pack and the ads above the map pack are equating to roughly only 30 to 35% of those searchers.
Dude, you guys should be called like the SEO nerds or something like that. You are going a deep dive. And so can you kind of just walk us through the process of creating a service check-in?
I would be happy to. So with the technology and a service check-in with Linda, it's very, very simple the way we've streamlined this process. So with the service check-ins, you're going to get incredible benefits included, enhanced visibility, improved credibility. They'll see your latest jobs right directly on your website and Google Business Profile. Increased customer engagement by seeing those beautiful work that you're doing. Boosted SEO performance by feeding Google with that real and authentic content of the work that you're doing around town and help your business to stand out, not only in local, but overall in general from the other competitors in your area. And so a check-in is so quick and easy to do. Well, all we need is a piece of media from the job that you did. I'll play this little video and explain as I do it how quick and simple it is to do. So you press the new moment button for a check-in and we're ready to create the moment of your service check-in. We put the address of where we did the work. That address doesn't go anywhere. That address is for the geotag purposes of that photo specifically or the video. You can put a customer name. You could also put the job type that you did. So maybe you wanted to say pressure washing. Maybe you wanted to say driveway cleaning. You add a short blurb about what you did. Now, this is where people may make some mistakes. They think they need to write a big book or multi-paragraph. Keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it to the point. Try to grab a keyword in there if you can. We did a beautiful pressure washing in the city of Goodlettsville in around Nashville. Calls for your pressure washing need. You add your media and you press submit. Once you've pressed submit, that photo is then syndicated to specifically your website as a service check-in. This is Joshua Brown's pressure washing. Now all the latest jobs and all that beautiful work that you're doing can show up directly on your website. It's also sent over to your Google business. And then we also have social media syndication as well. So you can send it over to Facebook and or Instagram or other social media profiles that you might want to send it to.
Dude, there's so much information there. I feel like anybody that's viewing this needs to rewind and rewatch just so they can understand just what took place. Can you help me understand why this type of content generation is so important to Google and for our potential customers?
We'll start with Google there and let's unpack it. Google has been telling us for years that they want real and authentic content from business owners. They don't want to see these random mocked up posts or AI generated images or reused images. They want the real authentic work that you're doing from that camera roll that you're actively doing. Photos that they've never seen before. It's crazy the amount of AI that they have and the amount of processing capacity. So they want the real and authentic content and consistent updates of that profile, your Google Business Profile, your website. That's extremely important to fuel your growth. Now, on the customer side, what ends up being extremely cool is your work is now being syndicated to your website. So potential people that are going to choose you, or maybe they're doing research and trying to figure out between 3 service providers, and they've already gotten a couple quotes, okay, and they're getting ready to pull the trigger. Now they go back to your website and they're like, man, am I going to use Brown's? wow, look at all the work that they're doing. They're doing work around. They've got these beautiful photos coming consistently. Look at those before and afters. So it's a major boon for your customers seeing the work that you're actually doing, where most of the time we know that the website ends up being so static and jobs just don't get updated for weeks, months, even years later. People haven't updated their photos of the work that they're actually doing today.
Yeah, there's so much there. I think it'd be a big help to our viewers, or maybe even our listeners, if they would, well, I guess you can. If you're listening, you need to make sure you're checking out the video. But we really need to see like it in action. Do you have any examples maybe from my, since I've started with Linda and how we've grown over time? Do you have any screenshots or anything that you can share?
Oh yeah, I definitely do. I'm going to pull up my screen here and we'll show a couple core pieces. So included with Linda Access, you get full access to our market maps. Our market maps are truly incredible. What they do is each little node and circle is your actual position in the maps at that location. Okay. So if somebody is standing on this point right here, about a few months back in March, you were number 8. So you weren't being found in the number 1, 2, or 3 spot because there's only 3 positions in Google Maps. So fast forward a few months to just at July 15th, implementing the service check-ins and doing the actually syndicating the media to the proper way in the proper places, we can see that we've grown our rankings quite a bit. So the visual representation, and this is for roof washing, the visual representation shows around town, are people actually finding you if they're standing on that point? Does your company come up number 1, 2, or 3 when a homeowner is sitting on their couch and hanging out and they're typing in roof washing? Does your company show up? And your company has grown quite a bit here, Joshua, as you already know.
Thank you.
So these market maps correlate directly to our other piece of actually quantifying the data directly from Google Maps. And so what we're able to see here is over the last quarter, from right before using and working with Linda for your location there in Goodlettsville, Nashville, you have grown 47% on the calls. So this 90-day period compared to the previous 90-day period, you're up 47% on the calls, and you're up another 41% on the clicks over to the website. So we're able to quantify all the data and specifically relate the market maps back to more customers through calls directly to Google Business and clicks over to your website to then look at your work and come and find you.
Man, as my 7-year-old would say, that's crazy. The growth that we've seen in growing to top 3. And so if you're in a market, how many pressure washing companies are probably near you? And listen, let me ask you, Matt, does this only work for those that are growing a pressure washing business?
So while it works great for pressure washing businesses, it also works for pretty much any kind of business, especially service-based businesses, contractors, HVAC, roofers, extremely well for pressure washers because of that visceral effect of your before and after photos syndicating out there and seeing from dirty to clean, right? It works even better in the pressure washing.
Yeah. And so we've actually used this for several of our locations now, and we've watched them grow between many different keywords, so from commercial cleaning to house washing to whatever the keyword is or service that we provide. We've watched our other locations and our locations just grow up the ranking in the map, which in return brings us leads, which in return brings us money, which in return helps us create more jobs, make disciples, and serve the city, which is our goal. And so is there anything else that you wanted to share as far as we're about to talk about this Google Profile Pro. I'm super interested about it, but before we go into it, is there anything else about the top 3 rankings and growth over time that you wanted to show or share before we get into Google Profile Pro?
Yeah, I'll share my screen one more for a couple more keywords for your business if you're comfortable with it. So this was just the main term of pressure washing.
Man,
so
let's go.
So before you were the SLLV here equates to how many of the areas are you number 1, 2, and 3, and you were only showing up in roughly 8% of your market of what this is here. And now, as of today, just 2 days ago, right, or literally yesterday, excuse me, you're covering 60% of that market effectively. And this is directly fueled by those job site check-ins, by providing that real and authentic content and staying consistent with it as you have, which is such incredible, so incredible, brother. So incredible. And then just another great look for the term house washing, very similar growth, just absolutely massive growth. And this is directly correlated, as you said, into new customers and more revenue for your business because of that high quality value that each customer from Google Business is. When they find you on Google Business, they have an innate belief that they're calling one of the best people local to them.
Yeah, I think these visuals kind of show like this is a no-brainer. It is absolutely incredible what you guys can do. I almost feel like it's a secret weapon. I watch so many companies complaining on Facebook and Threads and going out of business saying, hey, I'm getting no leads. Chances are the reason that a lot of companies are going out of business is they're not sticking with the times. They're not catching up with all the tools that are available to help your company grow. And you are a great resource to help us stay in business and anybody else that chooses to use lynda.co. I want to ask you a question about marketing maps. Can you help our viewers understand a little bit more about what that is and how it matters?
Yes, fantastic. So the market maps are incredible because they show your actual rank around town and how you show up in that maps. More importantly, the way the market map actually works is when you work with Lynda, during our concierge onboarding, we're going to help you set up all your main and top level keywords, right? We'll run a bunch of them for you. And then those market maps are actually going to run automatically every single week so that you can have a visual depiction at all times of what your local visibility looks like and then what can or needs to be done immediately, as well as if there's any changes that you need to address right away, right? So from there, I would be happy to jump on with anybody and chop it up and have discussion about what your current market map looks like and provide that to you, and then what we can do for you as well.
So good. So if you're interested in finding out where you're ranking, go ahead and go to the link that's in the show notes and you'll have an opportunity to meet Matt and find out, hey, where do you rank? Are you really number 1 in your area? How wide does it go? And then if you're far, what you have to do to change it. Because if you don't address it, what's going to happen is you're going to be out of business over time, or the companies that are using tools like lynda.co are going to end up outgrowing and outpacing you and getting more business. And so we want to do you a favor and help you grow, being one of our watchers at Brown's Pressure Washing. And so got a question for you. This visual rankings, help me understand what that looks like and what that means.
The visual rankings in the market map, they are specific to Google Maps, where we know 70% of all the people are going directly to Maps when they type in a local search like house washing, pressure washing Nashville, right? 70% of all those people go directly to Maps. So it's a visual representation of how visible your company is when somebody is looking for your top services.
So Matt, I absolutely love all the visuals that you have been showing us. And I feel like for guys like me, it is way more helpful than all the jargon and lingo. Do you have any more visuals you just want to share and show some of our viewers?
Yeah, for sure. I have a screen here and I'll show you the cadence of the market map. Basically, like I was explaining a moment ago with the market maps, the beauty is we benchmark it and continue to run it so you can see your improvement as we continue to move forward and work on the Google profile, and we're doing our service check-ins and we're getting it done. We can actually see the increase week over week. And then we can see all of our keywords right here in our market map mosaic here. So it's just truly incredible and powerful tool to have in your tool belt as an owner of a local company. You should know at all times, and you should have verifiable data comparatively to relying on just reporting functions, maybe from an agency or something like that. You should have your own access directly to these market maps to know what your visibility looks like. Hey, do we need to pour some more gas on the fire? Do we need to add some more Google juice here? What's going on? Why did we do something wrong, and did we lose some ranking? Right? Could the website have gone down? Things of that nature that any kind of owner should have a pulse on at any time in their business.
Yeah, so good. I almost think it's a required resource that you need these days. If you're going to open up a pressure washing or any home service business, why wouldn't you want to dominate? Instead of spending $75, $85 per click or conversion, go ahead and invest inside of some SEO work and get lynda.co and, man, bring the cost down and grow organically in your local market. It's just super, super cool what you're doing. And so you've also got a product called Google Profile Pro. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the Google Profile Pro is incredible. It, of course, includes at the foundation the service check-ins. The Google Profile Pro is the most cost-effective solution for gaining more customers with your Google business profile. What we're doing there is we're actually coming into the profile and auditing your profile for a foundational level and assisting to get your profile optimized properly. And what we do there, very important, we benchmark your competitors, and we're going to actually look at the competitors in your local area, and we're going to use the data of the competitors to close the disparity gap between you and the competitors to put you in a better place to rank. So the Google Profile Pro is extremely powerful and really goes that next layer up, where if you want the even more signals and juice coming to your Google profile at all times, the Google Profile Pro is for your business.
Yeah, I'm like a dog over here, and I'm just like salivating what you're saying, because I'm like, yeah, I need that. So are you able to show anything? I don't know if we prepared to have this conversation, but do you have anything that kind of helps me visually understand what Google Profile Pro and how it integrates with service check-ins? And because like all the language is cool, but I'd love to like understand what exactly are you doing and help me see that visually. Is there anything there? And if not, we'll come back and we'll shoot another video. But is there anything for today that we can look at?
I do. Here, let's take a quick look. So what the Google Profile Pro consists of is, of course, service check-ins. You get access to the software. We're going to be doing service check-ins, fueling that real and authentic content. But then what we do on the back end is we're taking tens of thousands of winning campaigns, local map packs rankings, winning campaigns, and we're installing that as signals and juice coming to your Google business profile. That's part one. Then what we're doing further than that, part two of that, of the Google Profile Pro, is we're looking at those competitors in your local area. And then what we're doing is we're baselining the signals for them and the information about their business and their web presence profile. And we're looking at the disparity between you and them. And we're customly closing that disparity gap between you and them to drive your Google business profile to go from not showing up wide and far around your area to dominating the entire local service area by providing the fuel for the fire to just get more maps ranks and get more customers from Google.
Man, on average, how long does it take once you put Google Profile Pro in place? On average, I know all city and states and service industries, it's going to be hard, but give me a little bit of something. How long would it take for a company to add that to their services and then start actually dominating inside their search engines?
So, of course, as you said, competition is huge. So depending on the niche and then depending on the competitiveness of that actual area. But typically, we're starting to see within the first 45 to 60 days, nice incremental improvement. And then 90 to 100 days, starting to see some big major wins. Like you saw yours in the first 90 days compared to the previous 90 days of just installing the service check-ins, you had a 40% lift across both your clicks to your website and your calls to your business directly from Google Maps. So That's what we're continuing to see massive growth for companies over and over by installing the Lynda campaigns.
Yeah, it's not like, hey, I want to grow. It's what are you doing to grow? And this is action. And so one thing that we've done is we've hired Lynda.co, have access to what you're doing. And then I actually hire one of my daughters to just upload photos from Company Cam into Lynda.co, and then it populates, and it's just helped us dominate the last 4 months. We have companies that are reaching out to us. We're in the summer lull into July, mid-July, and everyone's saying, hey, how's leads coming in? It's like, for us, it's okay right now. It's not as bad as it has been, even in the middle of July. And so I play that to be a huge part of what you're doing at Lynda.co. So I am pumped. I'm salivating. I know that our viewers are wanting to know, man, how can I find out more about your company, and specifically, where do they rank? But I want to put you on the spot since I've got you on the show. Is there any type of discount or promotion that you're willing to give those who watched our video on Brown's Pressure Washing, and then they get an exclusive discount of some sort?
Of course, friends of Brown's Pressure Washing are friends of Lynda. So if you go into the link below, you'll be able to get a market map completely for free, and we can chat about your business and what we can do for you. And then we'll also provide $50 off your first month engaging with Lynda.
Yeah, so click the link. If you've got a friend that owns a pressure washing business or a home service business, make sure you forward this video to them. Have them watch it and understand the value that they're going to have. And if you're trying to grow to get to 6 figures, 7 figures, we're a multi-million-dollar company, you're going to want to use these tools because they help you scale over time. And until next time, peace.